Hello plant people, how are you guys doing today? If you're new around here, my name is Ashley and I'm a soil scientist. On this channel, I like to take that science and apply it to all things plants. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at how to have an indoor jungle. So this was actually a question posed on the community tab when I asked, what is one question if you had to have an answer for me on, would you want the answer to? And question was how to have an indoor oasis, jungle, whatever the case is. So today's video, we're going to be doing 4 tips based in science on how to have that indoor jungle you've always desired. If there is products involved in the tip, I will leave the link down below for that, but some of these require no money at all and just better attention on your part. So let's jump into number 1 tip of how to have your indoor jungle oasis, and that is making sure you select a plant that is going to get jungle-like given your lighting requirements. So what I mean by that is if you have low lighting, then you may want to look into getting some sort of lighting system. However, this isn't always necessary and you can grow lots of different plants in low light, but you want to select the correct ones. So great plants for the jungle-like vibe are your monsteras. So I have Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, a monstera, I was gonna say elbow, I don't own an elbow, a monstera behind me, and then I also have my Adansonii here. So really great examples of vining plants that will work. Another good example are syngoniums. They do very, very well in low light, no supplemental lighting needed. And then pothos actually will do very, very well in low light and give you a nice jungle vibe. Now, if you're noticing really long internodes, meaning lots of length between each leaf, which obviously cuts down on the jungle-ish vibe, you may want to put them onto a pole. This is really going to help bring down those internodes, but then again, supplemental lighting will also help. This brings me to my second tip of how to get that inner jungle that you desire, and that comes down to actually the fertilizer. So potting soil really isn't as complicated as many seem to make it. So if you are interested in the perfect potting soil, I've already done a video on that. I actually have a resource for that over on my website. So I will leave a link down below for that. That is completely free. But besides the potting soil, we actually need to give that plant nutrients. So in many cases, our main goal with indoor plants is foliage growth, and that's our main goal when it comes to jungle-like vibes, meaning we need more nitrogen in our soil because that's what gives us more of that foliage type look. So a fertilizer high in nitrogen is ideal. Now, while some of you may be predispositioned to using an organic fertilizer, if you don't have the proper soil amendments or microbial activity in the soil, your nitrogen is sitting in the soil in a form that is not usable for the plant to uptake. This means that the plant can't feed and you will have some nutrient deficiencies despite the fact that you are regularly fertilizing. So there's 2 methods to curing a nutrient deficiency issue when you fertilize. The first one being use inorganic water-soluble fertilizer in a liquid form that is immediately bioavailable. So tip number 1, maybe less than ideal for some people, but it is in a bioavailable format, meaning the plant can right away uptake it and it can put it into making some beautiful foliage for you. The second tip, if you decide to stay the organic route, meaning you want to use compost manures, vermicompost, and organic fertilizers, then I heavily suggest amping up that microbial activity in your soil through using some sort of carbon content or carbon additive. So a great example of this is humic acid. Ketonic is an ethical version of humic acid that you may want to grab, but this is going to help increase that microbial activity and therefore more nutrient cycling and more nutrients for your plants, meaning it will translate into beautiful foliage such as this above me. So another great way to bring out the inner jungle in your plants is actually a humidifier, and specifically one where you can set and adjust your humidity. Now, a smaller humidifier generally is not going to be big enough to do the square footage of your entire home, meaning your living room's not going to look like a jungle if you have a tiny little humidifier sitting beside it. So you may want to invest in something heavy duty, such as this beautiful bad boy here beside me. I will leave an Amazon link down below for this. Now, this company was kind enough to send this over to me, and I'm just gonna say I'm in love. So you can actually set your humidity. I have mine set at 60% relative humidity, and as you can see, it's going to flash and it's going to tell me what my humidity is actually at, which is a 56%, so almost 60. But my house is very, very dry, and this has been an absolute game changer for me and for even sleeping at night. I don't know, love humidifiers. So this is a great example of something that you can use to get the humidity up in your home overall. It's going to tell you what it's at and what you want it to get to. Now, this one I have behind me does 1,000 square feet. So that's a very large area, but it is humidifying my entire upstairs. Now you can get a smaller one that does 500 square feet, 250 square feet, but try to stay away from the plant humidifiers that are kind of gimmicky and only give you enough for, say, 100 square feet or a bedroom. You want a big bad boy to be able to get the humidity up high enough for your plants to enjoy. And my last and final tip for bringing out your inner jungle is this actually was a plant given to me by a subscriber, and I'm in love with it. It's grown ginormously. It started off with a little tiny cutting, and now my micans is glorious. Anyways, my last and final tip is water your plants. Do not be scared of root rot. If you are an overwaterer and you're scared of root rot, and my potting soil video is not helping you to change your habits or alter your habits or work with your habits of being an overwaterer, I heavily encourage changing to a LECA version of soil medium. So the reason for this is because you obviously cannot overwater with LECA, but you can still get some glorious results. I have an entire video on how to use LECA with your houseplants. So that is one option. The other option is to work with the potting soil recipe graph that I've made for you guys and determine what your lighting style is like, what your pot style is like, and what your watering style is like to determine how to best get your plant its water. You have to remember these plants are from a tropical area, so they're relatively used to lots and lots of water, but they're in a well-drained soil. So you don't want to restrict your plant. When you pull back on nutrients, when you pull back on humidity, when you pull back on watering, what tends to happen is we don't get as much growth because the plant is going into conservation mode. And if there's not an abundance of those things, our plant immediately thinks, well, I can't put out a new leaf because I'm not going to have enough water to support it. So it will tend to hold back on what it gives out. So long as your nutrients, your soil, and your humidity are all in line, as well as your lighting, given the type of plant you're trying to grow, you will see success. I really need to trim you like really badly, but I'm kind of in love with this. If this video was helpful to you, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments down below how you achieve your jungle look. Give this video a thumbs up, and as always, be sure to share it if you found it at all valuable, and leave your tips down below for creating a jungle such as this. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.